Hello friends, this is Durga again from Technology Mentor / IT Varsity. As part of building enterprise data warehouse using Hadoop ecosystem, we have seen how we can actually build the databases for both ODS as well as data warehouse in Hadoop based Hive based databases on top of HDFS. And then we have done physical modeling for our reporting requirements, and we have seen how the data can be integrated from different sources to ODS, and from ODS to data warehouse performing ETL. And then we have seen some techniques wherein we can actually build the report tables for the performance reason and aggregate data at different levels. And then if we have to report out of this data, there are several options. One is, if you are using Cloudera distribution of Hadoop, you can use Impala and you can build the reports directly off of the database by connecting BA tools like Tableau, Cognos, etc. And the second one, you can get this data into a file system and dump into an application server and use the technologies like D3JS, wherein you can actually render the reports directly off of the data. And third, push this data back to the relational database and use any conventional BI tool to directly connect to the reporting database and get the reports out of it. So as of now, I will choose the third option, wherein we have a MySQL database server, and I would like to create a database for reporting purposes and create tables which store pre-processed data from Hadoop, and then we can eventually we can actually report out of it. Already, as part of the Sqoop demonstration, I have created a database called Retail Report DB, and for now I think there are no tables, or there is one sample table. There is only one table called departments in this, and let me see the users. Select MySQL, select user from MySQL.user. Okay, I have logged in as report retail underscore DBA, which does not have the permission on this data dictionary table, so I'm exiting it, and I'm logging in as root. And now let me run this query. So there is no user for the database retail underscore report DB, or let me see. Let me exit. So again, I connected as retail underscore DBA. Use retail report DB and select count of 1 from departments. Yeah, so this guy can access tables in this database, and now we will create the table which we want to use for reporting purposes. So there are two tables which we have in Hive, retail underscore EW database. One is order fact and the other one is order report daily, and I want to use the order report daily which contains data aggregated on daily basis for the report to visualize how the departments are performing on each and every day. So let's do the describe on this table order report daily and hit enter. So there are 4 columns: order item, order date, which is defined as string here, and then product category department, which is defined as string here, order item quality, which is integer, and order item subtotal, which is float. So but order item order date is supposed to be date, so let's use let's create table order daily report, and the first field is order item order date, and I would like to have it as date, and the second field is product category department. Here we have to define the precision of our precision to our to the data type of the column product category department. I'm giving varchar 30 because there are only 6 departments and nothing is beyond 30 characters, which is good. Next one is order item quantity. It is very important to have the table columns in the same order as you have it in your Hive table, because Sqoop export have certain advantage, certain limitations which you'll understand when we try to do the Sqoop export later as part of the demonstration. But for now, just remember that the column names or the columns order does matter between the Hive database and our target report database, which is in MySQL. And then order item subtotal. Float and hit enter. Now the table is created, and now we have to export data using Sqoop command from this table to here. When I actually spoke about Sqoop export, I have mentioned that Sqoop export have certain limitations wherein it cannot actually understand the H catalog or Hive tables directly. So Sqoop, unlike in import where it can issue the select queries to query the data from the source database, it cannot do that when it comes to Hive. And the way Sqoop export runs is in the form of files in HDFS rather than issuing a query and query the data from the database. So there are many limitations because of that. You cannot apply where condition, especially if you want to do delta on daily basis, which is generated using this data set. And for that reason you cannot directly use Sqoop export to capture the delta. So let's see. So we have this. Let's see where where the data resides for this table. For that, let us run describe formatted order rpt daily, and you can see this is the location for our data set, and you can see that there is one file here which we need to copy. If you try to do a partition table, I think you have to give the URL till the partition so that you can actually get the data using Sqoop export to our reporting database. So I will upload the script a little bit later. But as of now, there is a template which I will be using to generate my Sqoop script, sqoopdemo.txt, and here is the example for Sqoop export. Let me copy this and go here, exit vi Sqoop export.txt. So this is the location of my database to which I want to export the data. I will be using username retail_dba to connect to the database, to the MySQL database, and password is Hadoop. When it comes to Hive or Hadoop files, there is no such things like JDBC connectivity or username or password. You need to have Sqoop configured to connect to the appropriate cluster directly, and then you can only export from that database to whatever target system you want. And this is the table name. This is where you have to specify the table name, and our table name should match the MySQL table, because all these details connect to username, password, and table are related to MySQL database. And in this case, table name is order daily report. And then export directory. This is where we have to specify the right path. I am deleting this path completely and copy pasting from here, so we can actually pass this path. Make sure you copy it till the directory only. You can do that till file also, I guess, but better to always give the path till the directory, not till the file. Okay, and then input files terminated by. Again, you need to understand how your data is structured. You can go to this information, and it is pipe delimited data set for each record, and it is terminated by new line character, which is default. And number of mappers, you can specify 2, but this is very small table. You can leave it as is. And batch is specific to databases like MySQL and Postgres. If you use batch on databases like Oracle or SQL Server, it might not have any impact, but the script runs without any issues. So this is the Sqoop export command, where we are trying to connect to our export directory, which is there in this location, and then trying to push the data to MySQL database using this JDBC URL, username and password, and this is the target table name which we are trying to load into. So now let us copy this entire thing, exit, and hit enter. It will submit as a MapReduce job, as we have seen as part of Sqoop content. So I will not be getting into too many details here. Let's review once this is done. So the job is failed. Let's review why it has failed. I think it could be because of the data type mismatch, because we have string in our Hive data, whereas it is date in MySQL database. Let us see. So click on logs, map, and it is failed. So to check the full log, you have to click on this, click here for the full log, and let me understand what they. Yeah, it is complaining about the date format. This is the default date format in MySQL, then why it is complaining? Let me see. It seems we cannot directly load. I will troubleshoot the issue later, but for now what I will do is I will drop this or I will try to alter the data type of this field order. Let me recreate it. That will be easier for me rather than struggling with the syntax. So here I am recreating the table, drop table order daily report, and even date I would like to store it as varchar only. So let me do that. So varchar 30. So now the table is created. Now let me exit and run the command again. So in these scenarios, you might try to create triggers on the table and try to address the issue differently, or you can have multiple tables wherein you land data into one table and then issue Sqoop eval command. I have covered Sqoop eval also when we spoke about eval. Sqoop eval can issue any DML or DDL command in the target database. So you can make it a two-step process, load into a stage table to overcome these data type mismatch issues, and then use Sqoop eval to load into the final table with appropriate data types. So it's a complete ETL framework which you need to design and develop, keeping not only the advantages of Hadoop based systems in mind, but also the disadvantages of them. And all these things have to be thought of as part of your POC before deciding to go with Hadoop. That being said, now the table is exported, and now if you go to MySQL, retail underscore DBA minus P, password is Hadoop, use retail underscore DB, show tables. You can see select star from, sorry, I have to use the retail report DB, show tables, and now you have the table select star from order daily report, and you have all the 2176 records. And now if you want to do the delta, you cannot directly do the delta on this table. In that scenario, what you can do is, if it is a daily based ETL process, you are supposed to partition this table on a date, and then export that partition data into the MySQL database, or you have to delete the old data and reinsert back the new data on daily basis. So it depends upon your requirement. You have to design your export process from Hadoop based databases to relational databases like MySQL, because there are certain limitations where Sqoop cannot connect to Hadoop based datasets using queries. It can only understand the directories and the files in HDFS, not the Hive tables. Hence, doing the Sqoop export directly is not possible. Instead, you have to combine Hive plus Sqoop to get the delta and copy to MySQL database. So that being said, I hope you enjoy the content so far on this topic. If you like this video, please click on the like button, and if you want to provide any comments, please use the comment section. And as part of the next video, I will cover how we can report the data from how we can visualize our reporting requirements using Tableau as part of next couple of videos, so that you go end to end of implementing the enterprise data warehouse. If you are not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. You will get to see a lot more content than just Hadoop and big data over time. Thank you. Bye.